Hi, my name is Sharma. I'm the managing partner of Sharma, one of Western Canada's largest dedicated immigration law firms. In this video, I'd like to talk about maintaining a permanent residency status while working outside of Canada. I've discussed the residency obligation in the past. In essence, almost all permanent residents need to be in Canada for 730 days out of a 5-year period. There are exceptions to this requirement. One of the exceptions involves working outside of Canada. The relevant legislation is Section 28, Sub 2, Sub 3 of the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act, and this allows individuals that are working full-time for the province or federal public services, as well as individuals working for a Canadian business, to maintain their permanent resident status outside of Canada. It's not that easy, however. Immigration is not going to allow you to create a business simply for the purposes of maintaining your permanent residency status. Regulation 61 Sub 1 of the Immigration Refugee Protection Regulations provides additional details as to what qualifies as a Canadian business for the purposes of Section 28. Regulation 61 Sub 2 makes it explicitly clear that a Canadian business doesn't cover one that's created or utilized simply for the purposes of maintaining permanent residency. Jurisprudence gives us additional details. There has to be a position for the permanent resident back in Canada should the position abroad end. In other words, the employment abroad has to be an assignment. There should be other connecting factors to Canada, such as payment of taxes, payment of deductions, payment of salary, and there has to be some control exercised from Canada over the permanent resident that's working abroad. It is vitally important that you have a contract or an offer that sets out that this is a temporary assignment abroad, and that will help assist in case immigration thinks that you are not in compliance with Section 28, not in compliance with your residency obligation, and doesn't believe that the work that you do falls within the exemption. It's important to document everything. And if an officer is not satisfied, a permanent resident does have the option of appealing to the Immigration Appeal Division. And the IAD can look not only as to whether this is in fact qualifying work for a qualifying business abroad, but they can also look at other factors such as your establishment in Canada, your family in Canada, hardship if your status is removed. In my experience, immigration officers tend to be skeptical of smaller operations, but there's no requirement as to a minimum size of the putative Canadian business. If you're applying for a travel document outside Canada, you are entitled to one if you've been in Canada for at least 1 day in the past 365. If you are facing an allegation that you're in breach of the residency requirement, please do not hesitate to contact any of the lawyers at Sharma. Thank you for watching this video.